The sun was setting over the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. As the family of 5 made their way through the dense forest, their destination, a mysterious cave hidden deep within the woods, a place spoken of only in hushed whispers. But why were they going there? What secrets did the cave hold? And what kind of magical showdown would unfold once they got there? Their eldest daughter, Lily, with her fiery red hair braided down her back, skipped ahead, her laughter echoing through the trees. She couldn't wait to explore the cave, but her brother, Ethan, lagged behind, his face pale and drawn. He knew his father's true intentions, and fear gnawed him. Their father, Rohan, was a man shrouded in darkness. His eyes held a depth that seemed to swallow the light, and his smile never reached those chilling orbs. The townsfolk whispered that he had dealings with creatures of the night, dabbling in forbidden magic. And now he was leading his family into the heart of the Whispering Woods, a place where shadows danced and secrets grew. As they ventured deeper, the air grew colder, the trees more gnarled and twisted. Finally, they arrived at the mouth of the cave. It gaped before them like a hungry beast, and an eerie silence emanated from its depths, broken only by the distant drip of water. Rohan turned to his family, his voice a low growl. "This is it! The cave of forgotten magic." And here, he pulled out a strange amulet, its surface etched with arcane symbols. "I will finally become the powerful sorcerer I was meant to be." His wife, Ilara, stepped forward, her face etched with worry. She wasn't like her husband. While Rowan reveled in the darker aspects of magic, she found solace in the healing arts, mending wounds and soothing troubled minds. "Rohan," she said, her voice trembling, "are you sure about this? There are dangers in that cave. Things best left undisturbed." He laughed, a harsh, grating sound. "Nonsense. I am almost there, my love. Just a little further." And with that, he strode into the cave, his silhouette disappearing into the gloom. Ilara looked at her children, her heart heavy with foreboding. She knew the magic of the cave was tied to her husband's dark pact, a pact that threatened not just him, but all of them. With a deep breath, she turned and walked into the cave, her daughters following close behind, Ethan reluctantly trailing after them. The air inside was thick and heavy, charged with an energy that made the hair on Ilara's arms stand on end. The walls were adorned with strange symbols that seemed to writhe and twist in the flickering light of her lantern. As they ventured deeper, the whispers started slithering around them, weaving tales of power and despair. Suddenly, the ground rumbled, and from the shadows, grotesque figures emerged, their eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. They were the guardians of the cave, twisted by the very magic that drew Rowan here. Fear clutched at Ilara's heart, but she steeled herself. As a healer, she'd faced many fears. And this, whatever this was no different. With a flick of her wrist, she sent a wave of calming energy toward the creatures, hoping to soothe their tormented souls. But they only snarled, their forms shifting and changing like smoke in the wind. Then, from the depths of the cave, a booming voice echoed, "Who dares disturb the slumber of the ancients?" From the shadows at the end of the passage, a towering figure emerged, his form wreathed in darkness, his eyes burning with infernal fire. Rowan stood before them, his face a mask of triumph. "It is I, Rohan, son of Manon, and I have come for the amulet of forgotten power." The ancient being let out a chilling laugh that echoed through the cave. "So, the rumors are true. You seek to wield the power of the ancients for your own nefarious purposes." "Indeed," Rowan said, his voice dripping with arrogance. "With this power, I will become a force to be reckoned with. Fared by your—" The Ancient One shook his head, his form flickering. "Foolish mortal. You do not understand the price one pays for such power. The amulet does not choose its wearer. It corrupts, twists, and consumes. Those who seek to control its power are forever lost to the shadows." Rohan only laughed, striding forward. "I am beyond redemption, Old One. I embrace the darkness. Hand over the amulet." The ancient being sighed, a gust of wind swirling around him. "Very well, mortal. If you seek oblivion, then oblivion you shall have." With a wave of his hand, bolts of shadow shot toward Rohan, each one carrying enough power to snuff out a life. Ilara gasped, moving to shield her husband, but he waved her off dismissively. "Do not interfere, woman. This is my fight. As the bolt struck him, Rohan let out a roar, his body enveloped in a cloud of shadow. When the dust settled, he stood there, unharmed, his eyes blazing with newfound power. A wicked grin spread across his face. "Is that all you have, old man? Pathetic." The Ancient One recoiled, his form flickering with surprise and fear. He had sensed great power in Rohan, but this was beyond anything he'd imagined. With a desperate cry, he vanished into the shadows, leaving behind the faint echo of his fading power. Rohan laughed, his voice echoing through the cave. "It is done. I am victorious!" But as he turned to leave, Elara stepped in front of him, her eyes blazing with anger and sorrow. "What have you done, Rohan? What have you brought upon us?" He stared at her, his face contorted with rage. "You dare defy me? After everything I've done, everything I've become? I would have been better if you died in that cave," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. His eyes narrowed, his hand instinctively reaching for the amulet at his chest. But before he could react, Lily stepped forward, her youthful face set with determination. "Father, you don't understand. You're hurting Mama! Please, stop!" Rowan faltered, his hand dropping to his side. For a moment, the cave was silent, save for the dripping water, each drop echoing the despair in Alara's heart. Finally, Rohan shook his head as if to clear it. "You are right, Lily. I am sorry." His voice cracked, and Alara saw a flicker of the man she'd once loved in his eyes. Was this the end of it, then? Had her husband realized the error of his ways? But any hope she'd harbored died when Rowan's eyes hardened once more. "Sorry," he echoed, a cruel smile spreading across his lips. "That is exactly what I am after. With this power, I can give you all oblivion, complete and utter oblivion." And with that, he lunged. Elara screamed, throwing up a protective shield as Ethan cried out in alarm. The battle for their lives, for their souls, had just begun. And as the clash between father and mother intensified, the fate of their family hung in the balance.